running for the 215th Civil District Court. I have 35 years of experience representing clients in civil trials and on appeal. I am board certified in civil appellate law. For 15 years, I served on the Texas Board of Legal Specialization Committee that wrote and graded the board certification exam for civil appellate law. I have tried 20 plus cases to a jury verdict, which I can assure you has given me the utmost faith that juries almost always, with very few exceptions, get it right. So I'm a huge believer in, to the extent possible under the law, allowing parties to try their cases to a jury as opposed to other means of dispute resolution. I've been endorsed by the Houston Chronicle. I've been endorsed by Area 5 Democrats, Harris County Tejano Democrats, AFL-CIO, Texas Women's Political Caucus, Association of Women Attorneys. A little tiny bit about me personally. I was the first person in my family to go to college. After college, I worked for 4 years, and then I went to law school at night. I worked my way through law school. I graduated second in my law school class. In May of this year, I will have been married to my college sweetheart for 40 years. I'm Joanne Story. I'm running for the 215th District Court. Please vote for me, and thank you again for having me this evening.
Good evening, Meyerland. Thank you, Art, for setting this up, and thank you for the invite. I'm Elaine Palmer, presiding judge of the 215th Civil District Court. I want to thank you all for your support in 2012. The 215th is a civil district court that handles cases for persons who have been injured financially, either by personal injury, contract disputes, or land disputes. The 215th has enacted reforms from 2012 in which we allow the parties and their attorneys to appear by phone so that we can keep our docket moving. We've instituted case management where the attorneys set their own docket control, which cuts down on continuances, which makes our docket move. And in regards to alternative dispute resolutions, if the parties want to go to mediation, they can ask, but it is not required by the court. First and foremost that the 215th and that I have put into place for myself personally is to make sure that every person that appears before the 215th is treated with dignity and respect. It does not matter whether you come from a very affluent family or from a very low income family, whether you come from River Oaks or you come from the CUNY home area, you will be treated fairly and with dignity and respect. I'm asking for your support again. I'm Elaine Palmer, judge of the 215th Civil District Court. Ask you that you get your friends and your family to go out and vote, starting early voting on tomorrow through the 26th, and ask that you support all of the Democrats, and thank you for your time and your attention tonight. Thank you.
My name is Joshua Avery. I'm running for the 215th Civil District Court here in Harris County. I am a lifelong Democrat. I have always been a supporter of Democratic principles. I've volunteered on numerous campaigns. I will always be a Democrat, and I'll do everything that I can to turn Harris County and Texas blue. A little background on myself. I'm an attorney. I'm a labor and employment attorney. I mostly represent people who have been wronged by their employers, folks who have been subject to harassment at work, retaliation, folks who are not paid according to federal law by their employers. I got into the practice of law to represent people who need representation. I had the privilege of clerking under Judge Landon in the 165th while I was in law school, and it was a great experience, thank you, Judge. And now I have the opportunity to run for this bench. The civil district courts in Harris County are of critical importance. Cases with massive implications to our community go through the district courts. For example, the Ashby high-rise case, HERO, term limits issue here in the city of Houston. It's very important that we elect Democrats with a good background in law to these district courts. Last summer, I had the opportunity, and it's been the privilege of my career, to represent my law partner and his husband in a case against the Republican Harris County Clerk, Stan Stannard, when he refused to issue same-sex marriage licenses after the Obergefell case last summer. We got a lot of news coverage, and ultimately, once we filed our suit against the county clerk came around and issued same-sex marriage licenses. That's what I stand for folks that need representation. I'm running for this bench because we need to increase efficiency in the district courts. These cases last 2, 3, 4, 5 years without resolution, and that's unfair to litigants, and it's unfair to you. I've been endorsed by the GLBT Political Caucus, the Houston Stonewall Young Dems, and while I did not get the Chronicle's endorsement, they did say I would be an excellent choice for the bench, so I do appreciate that. My name is Joshua A. Verdi. I'm running for the 215th Civil District Court. Thanks again for your time this evening.
I'm Dakota Carter, and I'm running for the State Board of Education for District 6. A little bit about me. I am a child and adolescent psychiatrist, lifelong Texan. I grew up in West Texas. First person in my family to have the opportunity to go to college. Went to college in Dallas, went to medical school here in Houston, and by the grace of God, was able to get through medical school. And now I get to have the best job in the world. I take care of kids that are really struggling. My specialty is in learning disorders, autism spectrum disorders, IDD, and PDD. So I deal with the special ed population in our schools. I'm also currently getting a Doctorate of Education from U of H. So I'm bringing a lot of education experience to this race. I used to also teach first grade back in the day with play therapy and whatnot. And so with that education experience, all of us that are running in the Democratic primary have that education experience. What I differentiate myself is with my child development background. I understand how kids develop cognitively. I've written curriculum for the med school. I have written text for our textbooks. That's exactly what the State Board of Education does. And I'm sitting in a room full of Democrats, and I'm fired up about education. Our education system is under attack. For too long, political ideations have taken control of our board. And we are forcing moral and religious ideals on our kids and making our teachers teach to a curriculum that is not factually accurate and not research-based. I will fight that. I'm a scientist, I'm a physician, but I'm first and foremost a Texan who is ready to fight for Texas education. I'm ready to put students before politics. I'm ready to fight for our kids and our teachers. And I humbly ask for your support. I have been endorsed by every organization that we have screened for. I'm very proud of that. It's my first time running for office. And I am old enough to be a doctor. I know I look very young. But I have support across the community. Those endorsements I value because we worked hard for those endorsements. We're block walking, we're out to get the vote. We're the best candidate to run against Dan Patrick's former campaign manager, who's the Republican incumbent, and we're going to fight for our kids. I appreciate your support. Thank you. Dr. Dakota Carter, State Board of Education, District 6.
Good evening. My name is Dr. Jasmine Jenkins, and I'm also running for State Board of Education District 6. I must say I do not have the political clout or stature yet of some, but I do have a number, 574. That's the number of students whose education I've been entrusted with over the last 10 years. And I'd love to tell you that all of them, like my student from my bilingual 4th grade class in A-Leaf, Jennifer Granados, have been so successful. She just finished her first semester at college on the dean's list. But the truth is, many of those students from the last 10 years, first from my bilingual 4th grade class in A-Leaf, then from my time as a teacher, coach, and curriculum specialist, then from my time as a summer school director with Teach for America, and most recently as a tutor and manager with Advantage Testing. Many of those students are not there yet. Many of them are still in the classroom. They're teachers who are fighting tirelessly, day by day, and those students deserve a state board member who has the experience necessary to advocate for what they need, to make sure that teachers have accurate textbooks, and who has a plan for student success after high school. Now is the time for us to go tell Dan Patrick and Greg Abbott that the state board is not a place for their political cronies. The state board is not a political stepping stone. The state board needs someone with curriculum experience who has taught the state standards. I am the only candidate with K through 12 educational experience who has taught these standards and has a plan for our kids moving forward. There is no substitute for content knowledge and instructional leadership. leadership, 574 families that I have been held accountable to, 574 stories that I want to take with me to Austin. I need your help to get there. Dr. Jasmine L. Jenkins for State Board of Education. Thank you for your support.
How you doing, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Eric William Carter. I'm a Democratic candidate for Justice of the Peace for Precinct 1, Place 1. Can everybody hear me back there? Wonderful. Your current JP of Precinct 1, Place 1, Judge Dale Gorczynski, is retiring. This means it's an open seat, and there's 7 Democrats that are vying to succeed him. I'm number 1 on the ballot. I've been practicing law nearly 10 years, business and commercial litigation. But I worked on and tried nearly every kind of case that regularly appears before a Justice of the Peace. But to me, being a JP is about more than processing cases. It's about being a leader in the community, working with fellow leaders to improve our community. Because at the end of the day, we are talking about the People's Court. And if you've seen the People's Court on TV, or Judge Joe Brown, Judge Judy, you've seen the Hollywood version of what it is this court does. But really, it's about being present and accessible in the community and working to improve it. That's the message I've tried to spread throughout all of Harris County, and I've gained a lot of support, and it's really resonated across Precinct 1. I'm blessed with the support of the AFL-CIO, the Houston Apartment Association, the Houston GLBT Political Caucus, the Houston Courtroom Observers, and I sure hope you can support me as well. Again, my name is Eric William Carter, running for Justice of the Peace, Precinct 1, Place 1. Thank you.
Everybody, great to see all my friends here tonight. I love coming to this club. Meyerland Democrats is just great. As Eric said, there's only a couple precincts in our area, or your area, that included in Precinct 1, but it's very important. I mean, single-handedly, y'all delivered the mayor's race, I think, for Sylvester, so that's a great thing there. But, of course, as a judicial candidate, I didn't take a side. But my name is Harold Landon. I'm running for Harris County Justice of the Peace, Precinct 1, Place 1. That's the court of North Shepherd and Little York. I used to work their courts for a long time for my old boss, Judge Dale Gorczynski. I kind of take a different view about what a judge does. The judge has to be in the middle between the prosecution and the defense. I'm a defense attorney right now. I've tried 400 cases or more before these kind of courts and county criminal courts. I have a lot of experience in these areas. When I walk into a justice court or municipal court, I can tell automatically if the judge has their pulse on the finger, has a finger on the pulse of the public and what's going on in the court. Do they care about the people that are there? Does my person have to wait for hours to get their dismissal, or are they going to get out in 15 minutes? These kind of things matter. Are they going to make the officers and the witnesses show up to testify in those cases? Those things should matter to you, because if you come in, whether you have an attorney or not, you don't know who's looking out for your interest, and you're going to be there for a whole day and maybe come back another day, and your officer was never there to begin with. It's not a game. But if they're going to prosecute these cases and write you a ticket, they need to be there to defend that. And if not, let's get rid of the case, let's call it to trial, something. The civil side of it, the judges do evictions, small claims under $10,000, and of course weddings, and now same-sex weddings. And of course, as a judge now, I get to do what they call just weddings for everyone, because it is a fundamental right. So that's a great thing. That's been approved now by the Supreme Court. The Justice of Peace is the closest JP, or the closest judge to the people, more likely to see a JP judge than any other judge in your life. So it's very important that you elect someone with experience. I've had 23 years experience working in justice courts, 14 as a court clerk, 8 of those as the chief clerk for the judge at this court, and now almost 10 years of practicing criminal defense as an attorney in municipal justice courts, doing DWIs at county criminal court, all those areas. I go everywhere for a little firm called Sulo and Sulo Attorneys. We're one of the biggest criminal defense firms in Harris County. I'm sure you heard of us. My boss has built their business on traffic tickets and these kind of courts that we're running for right here. So again, my name is Harold Landon. I'm running for Harris County Justice of the Peace, Precinct 1, Place 1, and I appreciate your vote. Early voting starts tomorrow. Thanks so much.
I supported Democrats and Democratic causes and candidates at the local, state, and national level my entire adult life. I've been a Democratic delegate to the state convention. I block walked too many candidates to count, and I would like to think that is why Sissy and every Democratic organization to screen me and my opponent has endorsed me. I've been endorsed by the Houston Chronicle, all of the Democratic organizations. I'm proud to be endorsed by my peers, the Association of Women's Attorneys, the Mexican American Bar Association. I'm not asking you to vote for me starting tomorrow through March 1st because I'm the best Democrat, although I am in this race. I'm asking you to vote for me because I'm the most qualified Democrat in this race. I've tried more cases than my opponent. I'm board certified and my opponent is not. I've handled more appeals. I've taught at UT Law School, the University of Houston, and South Texas College of Law. The only endorsement that matters is what happens tomorrow through March 1st, and that's your vote. So I'm privileged to be here in front of you tonight, and I would be privileged if you would support me and tell your friends and family to vote for Darrell Moore for the 333rd. Thank you.
It's good to be amongst my friends. I see you all here. My name is George Barnstone, and I have the funnest race in this whole county. No matter what any of these other folks say, I've got it. In that, let me see if I get this straight. My Democratic primary opponent's wife is running for the same bench that we are, but she's running as a Republican. Yeah, my Democratic primary opponent has voted in 2 of the last 3 Republican primaries, and the wife ran as a Democrat 2 years ago, as they admitted it in a Houston Press article. You know, what I bring to this bench, this race, is integrity. I think the citizens of Harris County deserve better. I've been a lawyer for 23 years. I practice in these courts. Thank you.
I am Greg Glass, the clear choice for judge, says so on my card. But not just that. I'm a 40-year criminal trial lawyer. Actually been licensed 43 years. I did a lot of civil stuff in the first several years. Graduated from the University of Texas at Arlington, went to law school at the University of Texas at Austin, and then got here as soon as I could. I've been here ever since. I've tried I quit counting, well over 100 felony cases to juries. All over the state, from federal court in Austin, federal court here, and state court all across the state. Even went to Nacogdoches. Now, you talk about going away, that's a place to try a case, believe me, a felony case. But I've been a precinct chair, precinct 34, some years ago. I'm a lifelong Democrat. I've been endorsed by every major outfit there is. The Houston Chronicle endorsed me last Friday. Mexican American Bar Association, Tejano Democrats, AFL-CIO Council, Association of Women Attorneys, etc., etc. I've got them all. And there's one reason. Because I, A, have the experience, and B, I'm the only board-certified criminal law specialist running for this bench. And I've been board-certified in criminal law since 1983, 2.5 times longer than my opponent has been a lawyer. Now, my opponent is a man who does mainly family and juvenile law and dabbles a little bit in criminal law. Well, we need someone who does more than dabbling when you're running for a felony district court bench, because these handle the most serious cases. Obviously, I am not only the clear choice, but really the only real choice for this bench. We have to have qualified candidates to put up against the Republicans in November. And I agree with all the things all of our Democratic judge candidates have been saying about Democratic judges, because I'm behind that 100%. But I ask you, please vote for the guy that knows what he's doing, that's considered an expert, because that's what it is when you're board certified. The Board of Legal Specialization says you are an expert in criminal law, and I am. So the only endorsement that really counts is your vote, and that's what I ask for here between tomorrow and the 1st of March. Thank you very much. Greg Glassman, John.
Start off by saying I'm Chera, Elliott, Thornton. I am running for Justice of the Peace, Precinct 7, Place 1. What you see here is really what will happen on Election Day. I'm at the bottom of the ballot. But I do want you to know I do have number 1 on that ballot. What you see here, I hope, is a reflection of what you will see on Election Day, and that is out of 8 people on a ballot, I am the only one here. That has been the norm during this candidacy. I know I'm qualified. I'm a 30-year attorney. I'm currently serving as an assistant county attorney. I've served as an assistant attorney general. I've been general counsel at Texas Southern University. I am currently precinct chair of my precinct, as well as I've served on my Civic Club's executive board. I am qualified. Your decision for support will be easy, because I am the only person that actually understands how important not only you are, but how important all the voters are. I understand that this is a community-based seat. Justice of the Peace Court is the People's Court. The only way to actually properly rule in a court in which most people are pro se is to get out amongst those people and understand who they are. I am that person. I'm constantly amongst the community. I understand the community, and yes, I will be fair. Yes, I will be just. And yes, I am the candidate of your choice for Justice of the Peace, Precinct 7, Place 1, Chera, Elliott, Thornton. Thank you.